No, so,
Okay. Hello.
hello.
It's a podcast,
Another episode.
episode number 5 of our podcast as unedited. And we are
Chris,
in Marina, psychotherapist and
her husband,
a
husband of
husband,
Marina.
a husband of Marina.
Mm,
It
Not
takes
only.
a lot to be my husband, so
Mm,
I appreciate you being my husband. I think we're already forming or shaping the subject that we are going to discuss.
mm.
Podcast as unedited about relationships in our couple and in general and
Our successes and struggles.
everything.
How we deal with life together.
Yes, and we are usually trying to feel what we want to discuss
Mm.
on the spot. We never discuss beforehand because we don't want to be artificial, so it's a very honest and spontaneous talk. And you know what? I suggest starting from how we feel, because normally this is what gives the
Mm.
energy and it brings what's it's really alive, you know. So
You can,
I feel that I'm
you,
focused on you now because
you are focused on me.
because I feel your sadness and I feel maybe
Ah.
some of your frustration. We just come to this surf spot.
Mm.
You've been surfing
Yeah. I
and
feel like recently I confront myself with the mask of being perfect, and somehow I started to surf where it's difficult to be perfect to me, and I got married uh, where it's also difficult for me to be perfect, and I find out that as the father to my kids I'm also not perfect. They don't think I'm perfect. They are far away from thinking I'm a perfect father, so all of this is generating a lot of struggle, tension, and I can see how much I pay for wearing this mask of being perfect.
maybe it's not like a mask, but the need,
Yes,
the
yes.
kind of the wish to be perfect, to be good enough, because you care a lot how I feel as your wife, how your kids feel,
Mm.
because they're your kids, of course, and generally, this is very important
There is
need.
also like a egoistic part in this, no? In the sense that how I feel depends on how you feel.
Explain.
Uh, if you feel good, I feel good.
Ah.
If you feel bad, I feel bad. So in this mechanism or in this dynamic, there is also this uh, kind of egoistic, no? Egoistic wish that you should always feel good because then I can feel relaxed and good.
This is like a typical codependent pattern, and I
Yes,
think we are the best demonstration of this.
of this dynamic.
Yes, of this dynamic. For now, we are in this sort of relationships where we really
Mm,
focused on each other, and we're newlyweds, by the way. We're just 7 months married, so
mm,
it's okay. It's a natural thing to, yes, it's a proof. To be focused on each other and to care about each other and to wish the other one, the other partner, would feel good. And that would
yes.
mean that, oh, it means everything is okay with me. I didn't provoke
Mm,
any bad mood, any
mm.
like suffering. I didn't bring any problem. Means I'm okay.
There is this natural part of taking care about each other, no? And being connected, and then I care about you. I want you to feel good.
Can you speak louder, by the way, baby?
Yes.
Mm.
Also, you moved from Bali here, no? So I feel like you struggle more because you had to change everything, no?
Can I stop you here a little bit?
Why?
Because I want to really come back a little bit, like 2 steps back from where we started, from this frustration, from this sensation that, oh, I struggle to be perfect husband, I struggle to be perfect father, perfect human being, because this needs is generated by some motives. We will talk about them later, but I think this is something which is very common and typical, because recently in the couple therapy I work with couples. I also like observe the same dynamics, and in our therapy group with women we were also discussing some cases of relationships, and I noticed that most women, they have this idea, this stereotype about a man, that he has like a little connection with emotions, that he cannot be heard, that he cannot have his own struggle, that he cannot have his own problems, and only like a few women insisted that no, men are also humans, so men are also alive, they have also their inner struggle.
Emotional part.
Yeah, so
Delicate sometimes and fragile.
I would actually suggest discussing this, because maybe for women it would be really life changing to understand that men are not only these selfish guys who reject them, who disappear because they don't care. If they disappear, there is some reason. There is also some, I don't know, emotional process happening inside of them, and there are some fears also, and there are some frustrations in their lives. So maybe it's good to talk a little bit more about the um, inner delicate structure
Yes,
of a man.
I cannot speak for all the men.
Mm.
I can speak for myself, and I have this very delicate part, very sensitive. Like even today, I woke up today 7:30, and for 1 hour
I was sleeping. Yes.
you were sleeping, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to wake you up. I wanted to go out the beach because I felt a lot of anxiousness because of the yesterday. And on the other hand, I felt, oh, I don't want to abandon you. We always on Sunday we wake up together, we have a coffee.
Yeah, it's kind of our ritual,
I
and
was,
it's agreement that
I was like
yeah.
imagining that you will feel abandoned or alone. You will get angry. I will have to explain myself. So I was in this dialogue for 1 hour before I made a decision. I will go, but then even to make this decision, I imagine, okay, I will go and I will feel better, and then for you it will be better because I will not have this negative energy in the morning, which is so. Sometimes I have it, and it
Affects me as
affects
well.
you a lot. So I had to build this. That it will be good for you, and then I allowed myself to do this. And then I felt a kind of sad with this. Because I see that in this putting your well-being first, I have the tendency to forget about myself. No, I feel like invisible man, and I'm not used to talk about it. I'm not used to speak up, to express, to say that I feel something which maybe you will not like. Maybe it will influence you in a bad way, in this, that it will make you sad or it will make you worried.
So let's come to this example in the morning. So imagine our morning. I'm sleeping, and he's already like 1 hour in this process. So for me, when I heard that you actually got up and left the room, it was even some relief because I felt energetically that something is happening through my sleeping. So I was not like fully asleep, but I felt like something is happening. And when you left, I actually felt this peace and quietness, and I continued sleeping. It was okay for me that you left because I realized that, okay, I'm not ready to wake up yet, and you're already fully awake. Why you should suffer? You shouldn't stay with me. You shouldn't like wait till I, princess, wake up and then we'll start our day together. So I have no even like a hint of like negative sensation towards your decision. And it's a tiny example, but in most couples, especially who are very like codependent or like very close knitted in the very beginning, it's a very common case, and it can be like in the small cases or in the bigger cases, because there is an idea that if I get distant, if I choose myself, if I choose my need, I abandon you, I neglect you, I hurt your feelings, I
You will
reject
call
you.
me that I'm egoist. I think that
Yes.
my fear is that I will be called egoist, that I don't care about you. And here it comes to this understanding what responsibility means in the couple, no? That for me it helps me this explanation that responsibility is the ability to respond to your needs, and this response should always be connected with how I feel, no, not being on the autopilot and always responding yes, I will do, guessing what you want to do, what you like. This ability to respond may mean that sometimes I will tell no, and you will be disappointed. I think this is my another fear, that you will be disappointed with me.
Do you have an idea that like you really have this power to make me fully happy, to make me fully like satisfied and contented with each your step, move, breathe,
I have this
word?
belief, no, that so much of your happiness depends on me, and this is this responsibility in this heavy way. No?
Wait a second, I don't feel my body.
See?
Yeah, wait. One part of my body is numb.
This is how I feel normally.
Eh,
I need to numb myself in some way to cope with those imaginary expectations.
I would say you need to numb yourself to be fully focused on me, you know.
Yes.
I feel that it actually provokes some anger
Yes,
inside
I
of
feel
me.
you are
Yes.
angry. Why you
Yeah,
are
because
angry? But it's interesting why you get
yeah,
angry.
somehow I don't need this over attention, you know. It's like over focus on me. Somehow when you say this,
But why anger?
wait a second, give me a moment to understand what I feel. It's like in the beginning it was like very pleasing, you know. I'm very pleased to be that important to you, but then you cross some line with this pleasing and with this attention on me, and it's already not attractive, you know. So to some point it's nice. I would call it when you care. So as there is like your attitude which is close to this care, you like mind me, you think about me, you're kind of like build your life considering me, you know. So it's nice, it's what is important for me. But when it already like
What is this line?
too much attention, too much, the line is where you start losing yourself actually. I told you like a few days ago that for me it's very important to feel your like boundary, your physical boundary, your emotional boundary. And when you say no to me, sometimes it's even more attractive to me, and I kind of see you more. I hear you more. Like you are more
Not invisible, no?
Not
Yeah,
invisible.
that people without boundaries, they become invisible, no?
Yeah.
It can happen in the couple, it can happen with the kids, at work, no?
Yeah, imagine like when I work with clients in therapy and when I try to discuss this topic of boundaries, I give this example that imagine that you're in relationships with a cloud. A cloud which sort of has some shape, but in reality, when you poke it, you go through it. There is nothing. There is a fog,
No resistance.
which is yes, everywhere around you, and but at the same time, you don't know what you're in contact with. You know, it's I don't know. It's see my face. It's like not that interesting.
So it's very complex dynamic, no? Because like on my side, there is this fear if I will not be perfect, you will have some negative emotions related with me. So I don't know, you will stop loving me. But on the other hand, I feel it. I feel it that when I don't put limits, like this kind of respect disappears. No?
Disappears.
And attractiveness also in sexual attractiveness.
Yes,
No?
I can, you know, by the way, have a look. I don't have already this casket, so my fracture is getting better. And remember, in the last episode, we said that, we will see how the dynamic will develop between us when I am in need and you need to like take care about me more. And I realized that I got spoiled.
Yes.
And
By me.
yes, like you do so many things in the house, like you start cooking more, you do many things for me because of the natural reason I had this fracture. But even when my hand started to feel better, I realized that I'm like, I don't want to come back to this state where we've been really partners and I've been also engaged in the process of caring about you. So I got a little really like spoiled and started to take it for granted.
Yes.
And for me, it's the worst. When I take it for granted, means I don't value much.
But I noticed also this, and I felt anger recently. But I found out very often difficult how to express my emotions to avoid fighting, because I have this thought every time I express my emotion, we fight.
You have this thought or
this belief.
This belief, but
If those
in reality,
are,
we had different conflicts where we've been fighting or where we've been just arguing, not
maybe I have this
agree.
belief that I will say that I'm not happy with something about you, that it will lead to the fight.
Are you happy with everything in me?
No.
Tell me, of course no. How can it be possible? Of course
I'm
it
not
cannot
happy
be.
that you don't make food, for example. No, I miss.
Yes, I stopped.
I miss. And then it's not only the hand, no, because it's we have air fryer, you don't know how to use it. It's super simple, and you can do this your way on the pan, no?
What else you're not happy about?
What?
What else you are not happy about me? Okay, time to be
making shopping. No, usually I do the shopping. Those hard.
No, it's just recently you started to do the shopping. Normally we go together. It's been recently that
Yes, but recently you were more busy. We were busier, no? I don't like, for example, these paper things, but because
Me too, I hate it.
Yes, I know, but someone has to do this shit, no?
But you're better in this than
and
me.
this is so manipulative. You are better. You are better in air fryer. You are better in this. You use ChatGPT. You know
No,
Spanish.
you're so talented, baby. Really,
Fuck this talent.
You're
I hate this
gifted.
talent.
You're so skillful. You know, you're so knowledgeable. You know so many things. This is the trick women usually do. This is the trick women usually do. But it's honest. it's not just manipulation, you know. It's
But
really
it's
honest.
nice
That's
to
what
be
I think.
recognized, and this is
Yes.
something as a man, it gives me this feeling of, oh, I'm seen, I'm recognized. But also very interesting mechanism in me, you know, that I so much desire this sensation of being recognized and valued, then I can sacrifice how I feel. Because for me, it's okay that I do this most of the time, but sometimes I could tell no when I feel tired, when I feel today I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I create this loop in my head. Oh, I have to do this because it's only me. And sometimes this thing is not important even, not urgent.
Mm.
And I create this loop. I have to do this.
And then anxiousness
And then I got
comes.
angry at you.
Oh, angry at
Yes,
me.
because I have to do this because you don't. So this.
And it's all happening in your head. Sometimes I never know
No, it
what
happens
happens.
also here.
I mean, yes, inside of you and inside of
Yes.
this system.
So maybe the problem is
Mhm.
if I don't express it on time and it's already boiling up,
Mm.
and then on this level when I'm really like today I was super angry. That's why I decided to go to the beach because I felt so anxiousness, so anger.
You were angry when I was sleeping?
Yes,
You were angry
yes.
with me?
About different things.
Ah.
And I felt like, "Boof, it's boiling. If I will not go to the beach, and you will wake up, we will not have a nice morning."
Hmm.
And then I went to the beach, I meditate, I do some stretching, mobility, and I felt all of this went away, and I saw this inability to speak up on time.
Yeah, so let's summarize because we're talking about us, but still we want it to be useful to people as well.
Mm.
That men also human,
They have feelings.
human beings. Yes, you have feelings, and like
Not
one
only
of the
desire,
problem,
not only sexual
one
feelings.
of the problems. Don't interrupt me now. Is that you don't communicate about your feelings. That you
It's
don't
difficult.
communicate
It's
timely
difficult.
about your
Timely,
feelings.
yes.
Yes.
Until they boil, no?
Yeah, when it's already reaching some
High level when it's easy
and
to
going
trigger.
beyond the limit.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
So it would be really nice if partners learn how to communicate timely about their feelings, about their needs, especially because it's not a healthy dynamic when the needs of one partner are neglected, when they are not important, devalued, you know, kind
They
of.
become this functional partner, no? Who is doing things.
Yes.
No?
I often heard this. Oh, I feel like myself as a function in couples therapy, in client work, and this is like worst thing. But then, this is the question: who made you feel this way? Like, is it me who made you feel this function, or like, what's your contribution?
No.
Yes.
It's self. How to call it? Self dehumanization. No?
Explain.
No, in these terms that deeply underneath there are those beliefs. I don't deserve to be treated as a human. I only, I'm only valued when I do things. I'm performance-based human being. I got recognized with love, with attention only when I achieve.
When I achieve, when I do things right,
Perform, when I'm
perfect, or at
that's
least
why when you
good
say, "Oh, you are
enough.
good," it's so pumping. I feel like pump, 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 pump.
Yeah.
But why you love me also when I don't do, when I feel weak, when I feel.
And I love you more, as I said, when you put limits. Because I see your character, I see your strength, you know, your point.
I know.
I hear you now, and I understand that. Oh, you have your needs. You're not just in this serving and pleasing mode. So it's a tricky thing. We need to learn how to be in this balance of caring about a partner whom you love so much, but not forgetting to care about yourself. Yeah. And like maybe Of course, we can talk about why it happens like that, and we can go again to the family system and to the childhood, and you can understand a lot why you operate in this mode.
Yes.
But it's really good to understand what can it be done now with this.
Yes.
And of course, when we have this negative experience, like, oh, I either never could utter my needs, I never could even talk about it, or when I talk about my needs, I always faced this negative reaction or rejection, or then breaking up happened or something. So in this way, we start shaping ourselves into this pleaser, into this person who is always focusing on the other and forgetting about ourselves.
Imagine that I'm the whole day trying to guess what you need, and I'm already so busy with this. And then I hear a need, and for me it's like, wow, I'm whole day doing something, and you want something more. That's why this can
Yeah.
generate this reaction, no? But this doing whole day was not asked, no?
So
This is the
they
autopilot.
ask, this is what should take place in the contact, and especially give a chance to have this new positive experience. I used to like to repeat. Let's check with the reality.
You don't like to repeat.
Check with the reality. You
Yeah,
repeat
yeah,
these
this is
things.
your favorite.
Yes,
Check with the reality. And I'm with fucking what?
with the reality, and the reality can be different from what used to be in our past, what was in our previous experience,
What
and
the
what's
in-
in our fantasy.
What the internal voice is saying, no? Because I develop internal voice who is saying this. Oh, if you don't do this, then blah blah blah, no? So it became part of reality, but it's internal voice, no? But when you talk about reality, is how is it in our dynamic?
So imagine you are in
yeah.
relationships with me,
Not with
but
internal
actually
voice.
you are first in relationships with me inside of yourself. So it's already like some creatures already talking. Marina, imaginary Marina in your head, and
Yes. There is
imaginary
Marina in my
Chris.
head.
But real Marina is sleeping in the morning and has no idea what Chris is thinking, that he's already anxious, angry, that he's hesitating to go to the beach or not.
I'm so creative.
Exactly, see? So
Yes.
what was your reaction when you came after the beach and you saw me still sleeping
No,
or slowly waking up and being totally fine that you left? What did you
It
discover?
was nice surprise.
It was a nice surprise.
But I think it's also important to communicate, no? That
Yeah.
and like in this situation, you were sleeping. I didn't tell that I'm going out. I didn't want you, or I didn't want to wake you up. But I think it's important to communicate why I'm doing something. For example, I need some space. I need to go out for an hour, and I will come back. No.
Imagine if I'm awake, for example, and like our ritual, morning coffee, but you feel like you need space. You feel like you really need to exercise or to have a walk along the beach, but I expect this coffee together. So this is also very
It's a tricky point.
Yeah.
How to choose, no? What I want.
Should I please you? Should I
I
keep to our agreement, or should I somehow try
disappoint
to
you?
disappoint you by saying, like, right at this very moment, I need some space?
But this is super difficult for me to disappoint you. Super difficult.
I think it's difficult for people, for all people who are in love, who are especially in fresh relationships, who are focusing on like building these strong bonds. Nobody wants to disappoint partners whom they really love and care about. But it's okay to have this to have this sensation that I really care about you, and I don't want you to see upset, or I don't know, sad or angry, but still bring yourself in the contact, you know. So it's something that could help to not avoid, but to go through some conflict situations, because this is a conflict. The conflict is the position where we have different needs, have different opinions. Like he wants to go out and I want him to stay and spend time together, right? this is already
And this is
conflict.
this good conflict, no?
Yeah, so what should be done here?
Speak up.
If we're silent, then one is adjusting, and it generates a lot of tension, anger, that I betrayed myself, that I am again doing so many things.
You are so demanding.
She's so demanding. Yes, and I'm doing so much, and she's never happy. She's not appreciating what I'm doing. Blah 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 blah. So instead of this is one path.
What was this blah 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 blah?
The other path.
What was this blah 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 blah
Look,
blah?
beautiful sky. The other way is actually to say that, baby, I know it's our Sunday morning and we have agreement to spend some time together. And
But at
even-
this moment I hate you and I have to go out.
This is extreme. What do you
Okay.
mean I hate you at this moment? Then, if you say like this, then there would be a fight. Imagine I just wake up and I hear you hate me out of
So not to
nowhere.
not to arrive to this point, no?
Not to
speak
arrive to
so
this point, of course.
early, to not to arrive to this point that when those emotions becomes unbearable.
And it's not
Because
me
then
who
we
puts
share-
you in this prison.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's not the other one. This is the main idea that everybody should understand. The other partner, unless he is like a real super abuser and it's obvious to everybody, but in like more or less normal, healthy relationships where you have two sensitive and very like
Humans.
vulnerable humans with their needs, there is no this intention to limit, to put in a prison, to reshape, to make you my slave.
But I think men feel like this, no? Like often they say, oh, when I got married, I will be in prison. So before married, I have to do everything crazy.
What
no?
do you think where they get these ideas? A free
Looking at their
man,
parents.
of course. They never been married, but they already have these ideas that, oh, when I get married, I will be in prison. I will lose all my freedom of self-expression. This is obviously what they learn from watching their parents and how their family system is organized.
How they were taught, no? By the family system.
Yeah, and this is the reason why we need to go to therapy, to
Couple therapy.
work with family systems, with all
us.
these beliefs, and yeah.
Give me a kiss.
What's happening to you now?
No, I feel proud.
Yeah, I feel you have more energy and you start interrupting me. Now I get
Yeah.
angry because now I get into this flow. I want to talk much. And you stop me.
No, zajac, pogadi.
Yeah, we are not just entertaining. I want this video also to be useful to people, because judging by the previous episode feedbacks, that was super complicated for people. Like the last episode was complicated. I had a few feedbacks that people were trying to watch it and then putting on and off the video, trying to digest the information. So we
For me,
sometimes
it's difficult to speak because I see so much complexity in this, so many things that like how to tell this in three phrases, no?
That's what I'm trying to
do.
do now.
Okay,
To
I will
take
not-
it, to put it into pieces, to make a conclusion, and to kind of bring it on a plate. Because it's true that you and me, we are in our world when we are discussing these things, and that's why it's not that easy to follow us. Oof. But yeah.
So how to wrap it up?
Wrap it up? It's common thing for, especially for men, and I guess for women as well, in the couple of relationships, to look for this perfection and to be kind of responsible for the happiness of the other, trying to be the best version of yourself in these relationships. And then if you see me unhappy, you take it as your failure.
Mm-hmm.
Same women. Sometimes I feel this way as well. When I see you unhappy, I feel like, oh, wow. must be hard to be in relationships with me. Probably I'm a too complex personality. I cannot make you happy. My mom was right saying that with such a character nobody will marry you, and so I also start taking it as my responsibility. And this is where we should stop. Otherwise, we'll follow very destructive path. And we stop at the point where there should be this division line. That there is my contribution and there is your contribution. There is my responsibility and your responsibility. And it's good to ask, okay, what was my part in this? She's unhappy because what happened? What did I do
So
or
to
what I
speak up,
didn't do?
no? Speak up about intentions, about how we feel, to speak up, no? Because before it's too late.
Yeah. Wow. Such a crowd. Such a big crowd. So maybe we will continue the discussion of conflict and how to stay alive and stay loyal to yourself and
How to have a
stay
healthy conflict.
caring about the partner in this conflict, how to like be in this conflict and not to be afraid of it. And
The next episode.
yeah, but we can continue. But first thing is always speak up and talk about our needs and not guess and not play this scenario in just your mind, you know, like, oh,
Also talk without judging one another, no? More talking about
okay, yeah, it's
yourself,
important thing.
no? Not to judge, not to say, oh, you are bad, blah, blah, no? Like not to judge. Because it's hurtful, and even if there is truth behind this, it is difficult to hear.
Yeah, I think you've heard probably in some trainings on healthy communication that you need to speak up from your personality, not using you, like, oh, I'm unhappy because you didn't do this, you said this.
But this is true, no? But I mean more not to judge, saying, oh, you are cruel, you are egoistic.
Not to label, you mean,
yes,
not to...
Yes, judge, no? Because when I say I feel bad because you left without saying anything, it's true.
It's true,
Yes.
yeah. But
But
you
if
start
I
the
say,
sentence with yourself. You start the sentence with your sensations, your feelings. Not just, oh, you left me, you abandoned me.
But if I will say, you never think about me, no, this is judgment. And
Yeah,
it's,
but when you start like, you know, I feel...
so it can help, no, to have a discussion.
You interrupt me again.
In a healthy way or not?
I don't know. I'm here. Observe, please,
Yes,
that I'm here. Yes.
I see you.
Yes, see me, please.
I see your essence.
Okay, so... But it's a very alive moment. It's also a little... Like, it's already a conflict energy here. Because I just noticed that, oh, I've been interrupted again when I was trying to say something important. And I feel a little bit...
sorry about it.
You're so fast feeling sorry. You didn't give me a chance even to be a little bit angry. Yeah, so... What?
No,
You're ashamed a little bit?
No, you're
No?
sweet. You are sweet in this. In this. I think this is important what happens now, no? That we have a conflict, but we are able to see each other. So I don't get triggered. I see you and I hear you that you wanted to say something important. I'm sorry I disturbed. I also wanted to say something important. And I have always this fear that I will forget. But I'm sorry I interrupted your flow. Because I know that you like it. And you are smart.
Maybe I talk too much.
No,
Maybe I also need to give you space.
no, you give me space. But when you have flow, I feel that you like this flow.
It's not easy for me to put idea in some.
Because it's a complex subject, no? It's like people want to simplify this, but it's super complex, no? We talk with, which might be a difficult for you to hear, but we are after years of therapy, so and we understand the complexity, and honestly, no one will get healed looking our video. You will get healed going to the therapy after years of hard work.
So this video is like a motivation or inspiration
Exactly.
or example that look, I've been 15 years in therapy. I'm a therapist myself, and
I'm more than 20.
in therapy, yes,
In
and we are
therapy.
in couple therapy now, and still we have things
To fix. And relations
not
are
like, not like to fix, but
not
to
to-
observe, to like see what's
Yes,
happening
yes.
in our couple, because like with each person we behave in a similar way and in a unique way as well.
But also relations are difficult. Sometimes.
Well, I don't like this
Sometimes.
statement.
Difficult in the sense that you will have difficult
you have
moments in the
this-
therapy.
If you have this already, if you have this mind shaped in this way, then of course the relationships will be a constant struggle. I would not like to follow this statement that relationships are super difficult. But life is diverse and things happen, ups and downs. This dynamic happening everywhere in life and in relationships as well. So it doesn't mean that relationships is a pain.
No,
you
no,
know?
no. Yes. Agree. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be with in relation with you. Most of the time.
How do you feel now?
I feel released because I started with the heaviness and now I feel good.
Can I bring a bomb?
Sexual
I
bomb?
will- no.
Sexual bomb?
No, I will now drop a bomb.
But this will be for the next chapter, okay? You will through the bomb and then you will say, okay.
No, because it's related very much to the topic that we started with.
Okay.
Because like I already asked you a few times how you feel, and somehow I feel a little bit angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
No?
Because I feel like you are now again a little bit betraying yourself by agreeing with me too fast.
Oh, really?
Yes, I feel like you
Ah.
are giving now me more
No.
than actually needed. No?
Can I tell the truth?
Yes.
But I'm scared how you'll react.
Oh my goodness. I'm scared to hear this.
I'm hungry and I want to eat.
You're hungry and you want to eat? It's okay. I thought you would say something more dangerous. Okay, so you want to finish. Definitely this kid which is screaming in the background is a good sign that we need to wrap it up. Okay, so let it be like this today. I don't know.
We don't have to be perfect, and we are not.
Yes. Give us some feedback, please. Please
We will
help us to
continue on
understand what
conflict.
is important for you. Like, what would you like to
What really
analyze
works
more?
for you, no? Because we don't know, and sometimes we talk what works for us, but it can be different for you. So tell us what works for you, and we will consider adjusting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
See you next time.
Пока, пока.
How many minutes? 45.
43.